Welcome into the 24/7 Sports Channel. I'm your host, Adam Finkelstein, and we have got yet another big commitment for you here today. Is Keyshuan Tillery is about to come off the board. The New Hampton and City Rocks point guard is a four-star prospect right on the cusp of the top 50, the sixth best point guard in the country, and I'll tell you why that is relevant, because point guards are flying off the board. This is the third nationally ranked point guard to commit today, and he is the highest ranked of the three. So it is going to be very important news for whoever gets this commitment. We're going to take a look at his finalists right now. He's been debating between narrowed it down to these three schools: Cincinnati, Virginia, Wake Forest. But as you will hear momentarily, he has had a long list of schools who have been pursuing him, not just in 2025, but a long list of schools that tried to get him to come out in 2024 as well. So without further ado, we are going to go straight to the New Hampton school, where we are joined by Keyshuan Tillery. Welcome to the broadcast.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
I'm good. You?
Good. So before we get going here, I want to give you a chance to introduce the ladies to both sides of you there.
Also, right here is my mom, Bernicia, and then right here is my sister, Neisis.
All right, very cool that they were able to get up to school to be here for you on your special day. And this is an extension of yesterday's birthday, if I understand correctly, right? Yesterday was your birthday?
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations. Obviously, an exciting 48 hours for you.
Yeah,
Keyshuan, you have been on the scene for a long time and really ascended year after year after year, and your recruitment went through the roof in the last 6 months. What has the totality of this process been like for you?
Oh, it's been great. It's just like overall a blessing, to have a lot of wonderful people around me, pushing me to be better and just keeping me grounded, keeping me humble. It's been great.
Now, one of the things, the commonalities I see in your career is, whether it's at New Hampton or with the City Rocks, there are teams that always end up being better than maybe people think you're going to be at the beginning of the season. Your City Rocks team was 11-4. New Hampton has been among the best prep school programs in the country the 2 years you were there, and I know you guys have big aspirations this year. What is it about your game that translates so consistently to winning basketball games?
I feel like I'm just competitive. I try to do whatever it takes to win, either that's scoring, passing, playing defense. I'm just a competitor. So I feel like it just translates easily.
And now, I alluded to this a little bit earlier, but last spring, you're playing with the City Rocks. You guys are winning a bunch of games, and you're being recruited in 25. But then you've got all these schools who are saying, hey, how about 24? So I know you narrowed this list down, but you had a number of schools who would have loved to have had you as a college freshman right now. So you've really had a couple different decisions to make. Was there ever any doubt that you were going to go back to New Hampton and trying to handle this unfinished business this year?
I mean, yeah, it was a little bit of doubt. Just the opportunity to go play college basketball a year early is just dope overall. But the people at New Hampton, the coaches, Coach Gale, Feldman, Day, winners, I'm just comfortable here. Another year of development can't hurt. So
yeah, I think
unfinished business for sure.
Yeah, I think overall it's a tribute to the coaches around you to see, and your own work ethic, just how much you've improved. Speaking of the coaches and, of course, your family, before we get to the time where you announce your commitment, I want to give you a chance to thank anybody you want to thank who's helped you get to this point in the process.
Well, first, I got to thank my moms. She does everything for me. That's car rides, emotional support, just making sure I'm good and, that I'm in the moment and just not getting too ahead of myself and staying grounded and just keep being me overall. Got to thank my sister, my family, my brother. They always support me through everything. My coaches, it's a lot of coaches I had. Jim, Gail, who else? Feldman, Day, Winners. You got A-Bar. You got Coach Hood, Onion, everybody. Trainers, John Scott, Dom, Dags. It's just a bunch of people that looked out for me and just supporting me. My brother is one of my biggest supporters. He helped me through everything, just being that he went through this process with football. So it's a little easy for him to communicate with me and tell me what I need as a person and as an athlete. People at New Hampton supporting me, helping me, achieve this goal. My advisor, Ms. Tyson, shout out to her. She in the crowd out there, just helping me overall as a person. So if I missed you, my bad, but shout out to everybody for sure.
All right, man. That's very cool stuff to see how you've been supported over the years. Keyshuan, the moment is now. There's been a lot of schools fighting for your commitment for months now.
Yeah.
You're down to 3 finalists. Take your time and let us know where you're going to be playing your college basketball.
All right, man. I'm blessed. I'll be committing to the University of Cincinnati.
All right, he is a Bearcat. Now, Keyshuan, what was it about Cincinnati? Because like we said, you've had so many programs recruiting you. It was such a bigger list initially than just those 3 finalists. What was it that made Cincinnati the spot for you?
When I went on my visit, it just felt like home. Like they built a relationship with my mom, me, my coaches, and just having that, like, you know, I was comfortable there and everything seemed genuine. I gelled with the players right away when I got on campus. And it was just a lot of love from the whole staff, Coach Miller, Coach Morgan, Dalla, everybody on staff, up to the managers on my visit. Like, that was dope. Right. So I just feel like that was important for me making my decision.
You know, what I tell you really strikes me is that Cincinnati is a program with a proud basketball history. And some of their best teams have been teams that did it with just gritty, competitive, high character guys. And to me, you fit that prototype so well. What would you tell Cincinnati fans that they're getting in Keyshuan Tillery?
You're getting a competitor, you know, a winner, someone that wants to win and impact winning in any way I can. Just someone willing to do whatever, work hard day in and day out. Just an ultimate competitor at the end of the day.
And you know what? A lot of kids talk about that. You really back it up, man. And I mean this sincerely. You are one of the most competitive, and I mean this word in the most complimentary way, just an absolute warrior on the floor. On both ends of the court, you set the tone. And I have no doubt that Wes Miller is going to love coaching you, and that Cincinnati fans are going to have a new fan favorite coming to town next year. So congratulations. And now it's time to go celebrate with your family and your teammates over there at New Hampton.
Sir, appreciate it.
All right, everybody. That is Keyshuan Tillery and his family coming to you live from New Hampton. And now for more on this, I'm going to welcome in Eric Bossi to help break it all down for me. E-Boss, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's happening?
Now, I don't know if you heard what I said there, but he just strikes me as like the prototypical Bearcat kind of guard. I mean, Wes Miller, this is the latest iteration of this program, but this is a guy who could have played like back for the Bob Huggins Cincinnati teams or the Mick Cronin Cincinnati teams. Are you and I aligned in that kind of a viewpoint?
Without a doubt. I mean, I think he's any coach dream, but for a program like Cincinnati that has, you know, prided itself on some guys who wear their hard hats, bring their lunch pail to the gym every day, he's definitely a fit for that kind of style. And I think the biggest thing about it, he talked about it, you know, he's a winner, man. That guy is a pure winner. Everything he does is focused on really getting guys going. I think when we really started to get a feel for what he was about, I think you and I were watching him last summer or summer 2023 at the end of the summer in Memphis when a lot of kids were kind of losing steam. He seemed to be like just picking up and getting better and better and better. And then that momentum from there just kept steamrolling. And you saw him in the winter, he was good. You saw him in the spring, he was better. He was better in the summer. He's a guy that's clearly pretty dedicated to putting in the work and not one of those guys who got a little bit of hype, got some offers and was like, yeah, this is cool. I've made it. You know, he looks like a guy and carries himself like a guy who still has a lot to prove.
And, you know, Bossi, what I want to ask you about is the fit with Jizzle James, because when I look at this roster, Cincinnati's losing a lot of guards this year. In fact, James may be the only returning guard. I mean, true guard, not like a wing guard, the only guard to come back to the rotation next season in that 2025-26 season. When you talk to the people around the Cincinnati program, they say, hey, Wes Miller, he won a national championship at North Carolina. He wants to play fast. He wants to play with pressure defense. He wants to extend the defense, get into passing lanes, and insert a lot of ball pressure. Keyshuan Tillery is somebody who fits that. And if you watch this Cincinnati team last year, all of a sudden we had 2 guards on the floor, two lead guards playing together next year. So talk to me how you think those guys could coexist, because obviously they will share the minutes at the point guard position, but I think if they can pick the tempo up, there's a chance for those guys to play together a bit as well.
Yeah, I think they can definitely share time at the position because, one, I think I think Jizzle's probably a little more wired to score. He's a guy that you can play off the ball a little bit and free him up a little bit to go get offense and not have to focus as much on getting others involved. He's certainly capable of doing that, and I would expect he's going to take a big jump in year two after a very successful freshman season. But to put him off the ball a little bit and really be able to accentuate their quickness and cause matchup problems, and then really hound ball handlers at both the 1 and the 2 is going to be something that is an advantage to them. Now, obviously, you never know how much a freshman is going to come in and make an impact, but I think physically, Keyshawn's going to be ready. He's a strong kid. He's a tough kid. He's not afraid of playing physical. So I like the idea of those two, not just taking turns playing at the 1, but playing together at the 1 and the 2.
Yeah, because again, Day Thomas, Connor Hickman, CJ Frederick, all going to be out of eligibility following this year. So I think the backcourt certainly a top priority for Wes Miller and his staff going into this cycle. But they are also looking for a big wing scorer, another guard scorer to come in and complement Keyshawn in the backcourt. People like Sean Abayev, some other ones, Davion Hanna, another target there. So Cincinnati, this is exactly what they wanted at the point guard position, but they are potentially not done yet and looking to keep the momentum rolling on the recruiting trail. For lots more analysis, you can visit 247sports.com for the commitment story, as well as more analysis on the Cincinnati roster and Keyshawn's fit in it. Again, 247sports.com. We will be back with you tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. as London Jemison, a top 40 prospect in the national class, announces his commitment live here on the 247 Sports channel. Until then, we'll see you soon.